This is Daily Armenia, CivilNet's daily news digest. Here's what you need to know today. Baku has demanded that Yerevan immediately cede control of 4 villages formerly inhabited by Azerbaijanis as normalization efforts between the two countries reportedly continue to stall. The call over the weekend by Azerbaijan's deputy prime minister does not concern the exclaves of Azerbaijani territory formed within Armenia during the Soviet era, but rather nearby villages along the border. The line of contact through Armenia's northeastern Tavush region near these villages does not exactly match the Soviet-era administrative boundary, which is considered the international border, resulting in each side holding territories that are internationally recognized as belonging to the other. Azerbaijan argues that since Armenia announced it recognizes Azerbaijan's territorial integrity, it must immediately give up control of these villages. Armenia maintains such issues will be settled by the two countries' Joint Border Commission, which had its latest meeting just prior to this new demand. If Azerbaijan is able to obtain this concession without giving up any of the Armenian territory it holds in return, it would make gains while continuing to stall the settlement process. Analysts have called the demand a potential justification for Azerbaijan to attack Armenia were it to not comply. Armenia's top diplomat has announced that the government is considering applying for membership in the European Union. New opportunities are largely being discussed in Armenia nowadays. That includes membership in the European Union, Foreign Minister Ararat Mirzoyan said in an interview with the Turkish television channel TRT World released Friday. There has been a great deal of discussion in recent weeks about Armenia reorienting itself towards the West, as seen in Prime Minister Nikol Pashinyan's recent announcement he was freezing the country's membership in a Russian-led military alliance. Last week, Armenia also instructed Russian border guards to leave their posts at Zvartnots International Airport, where they have been for decades. EU membership would also require Armenia to drop its membership in the Russian-led Eurasian Economic Union. Senior Russian lawmakers have expressed condemnation of Armenia's steps away from Russia, with one calling it Armenia's slow and steady slide towards unfriendliness. He predicted a future step could be Armenia withdrawing all Russian border guards and military forces from the country, which would include a Russian military base in the northwestern city of Gyumri near the Turkish border. Viktor Bondarev, the first deputy chairman of the Russian Federation Council's Defense Committee, warned Armenia not to even think about making such a request. India is creating an air corridor to Armenia for strategically important exports, according to a report by the Indian news agency IADN. The outlet said yesterday that this will strengthen the logistics between India and Armenia. A joint working group of an Indian defense company and a logistics firm reportedly inaugurated its first flight to Armenia this weekend and is tasked with handling exports to Armenia of air cargo with strategic importance. No other details have been made available so far. India has become a major supplier of defense technology to Armenia, though delivering it has been difficult because Iran is believed to have placed some restrictions on the use of its airspace for this purpose. CivilNet's latest weekly business digest addresses the appointment of Gevorg Papoyan, a member of the ruling Civil Contract Party, to replace the embattled former economy minister Vahan Keropyan, who is facing abuse of power charges. It also details the 5 areas within tech that Armenia has designated as high priority. You can find a link to it in the video description or on our website. And finally, the CivilNet number of the day is 83. That's the minimum amount of Armenian territory in square miles which Azerbaijan has seized since the 2020 Nagorno-Karabakh war, according to CivilNet's estimate. And as always, please follow CivilNet for the latest news and independent reporting from our contributors on the ground here in Armenia.